Alright everybody, of course I had to put my trap out here the day before we're getting some rain showers this afternoon, so I'm going to come down here now and collect it up, see what we got in it. Hopefully we'll have some crayfish in there. That's all I really want is crayfish. There are no more minnows that I need. I'm looking around right now just to see if we've got anything swimming around worth pointing out before I go stirring the water up, but I don't see anything. Yesterday there was a couple of, I just saw several crayfish dart away from here. Oh wow, we've got plenty of crayfish in there. Good lord. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of crayfish, so I don't think we need to bring this many home. We'll just try to sort out some of the bigger ones. Let's get this untied while I'm still thinking about it. Alright, that is a bunch of them in there. So let's see who can go back. You can go back because you're a little one. I know these can't hurt me, but I always treat them like they're scorpions for some reason. Alright, you've got a softish shell and one claw, so you can go back. Let's see, this one's fairly small and only has one little claw, so it can go back. This one's definitely small. We'll put this one back too. They're all starting to get about this size or larger, which is deliberate. This trap is actually a minnow trap, not a crayfish trap. If you'll notice, the hole right there that lets them in is fairly small. The crayfish trap has a pretty big opening in it, and it lets really big crayfish in it. And I generally don't want to catch the really big ones. I only want to catch these medium-sized ones. And so let's see, that's 2, 4, 6, that's 8 of them. I guess we could put 8 in the tank. That would be a lot. Let's not do that many. Let's put this one back. Well, actually, let's first find out if we've got any that are soft shell. Nope, 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 nope. That one's got some stumpy claws, so we'll throw him back. And then we'll throw this one back because that's the next smallest one down. So that leaves us with those 6. Alright everybody. I'll see you back at the tank. This is definitely going to make for some crayfish drama for sure. Alright everybody, here we are. So one of the things I've done already is I've got the GoPro sitting down there in the corner. So once we release the crayfish into there, hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of in-tank action as well. So I'm not going to bother with trying to give you a look at what the crayfish look like in the container just by the nature of the container I grabbed. It's gray and dark and opaque. We wouldn't be able to see into it anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour them in. See if I can do both of these at the same time. So they're scattering pretty much everywhere. See if I can get them all in here. I'm pretty sure one of them went darting off to the left and went down to the other end of the tank. It's hard to keep track of all this stuff going on at the same time and hold the camera on point here. So it looks like these are big enough that we're not going to see too much activity. Oh, I didn't even notice the one sitting up on top of the power head over there. And then we've got another one that looks like he's sticking his little head out from right there. He looks strangely shiny. I wonder if that one isn't one that was already in the tank to begin with. He's only got one claw, and I don't remember putting any in the tank that had one claw. We had already gone over that. So that one must be one that was currently in here. And then we just put 6 more in. I'm sure I had at least 3, maybe 4, but I think 3 were in the tank to begin with. So now we're probably up to at least 9. And it looks like that big one's going to come out and check out the GoPro a little bit. He is pretty good size. That definitely had to have been one that was already in the tank. Oh, we should get a really good look at the claws on that, on the GoPro there. That's fantastic. Alright, well, he's a veteran. Just missed a little bit of action with one of the chubs attacking. So once again, these chubs really just surprised me at how aggressive they are towards these crayfish. That big one right there is determined that he's going to eat one of these crayfish. And of course, once he gets started, if he breaks any piece of it off or tears a chunk of it off, you know, that gets the meat and the flavor and everything going in the water, and it almost starts like a frenzy type effect. So I suspected we'd have some drama. I assumed my initial drama would be, you see this guy's digging for his life. I assumed the initial drama would be exactly what we're seeing, the crayfish sort of scurrying for cover while these chubs decided whether or not they were going to be able to make a meal out of any of them. And it's only these 2 really big chubs that I've gotten here. This one in particular seems to be really aggressive. Every time I put crayfish in the tank, this one that's kind of staring me down, giving me the hairy eyeball. I see you. Look at him staring at me like that. He's probably waiting for me to feed him. He knows I'm the one that feeds him, so he's probably thinking, like, was that it? We got giant crayfish for dinner today? So they'll get some more food later. Anyway, as I was saying, I assumed the initial drama would be just what we saw. It would be the chubs, it would be running for cover, you know, finding a place to get under for the time being till you can get your bearings, that sort of thing. And then over time, what we're going to see is the crayfish themselves duking it out and trying to establish a home and a territory and all that. If you saw that one there to the left just dart out from underneath that rock, it bumped into one underneath there apparently, so there's at least two under there. That chub is just giving me the eyeball. I wonder if he really is just waiting for me to feed him. Let's see if I can't throw some mysis shrimp in there for everybody. We'll see if we can get a little bit of a feeding frenzy going on with this stuff. So I'm just going to actually pour it in. Once they notice that it's in there, they should go pretty nutso on that stuff. So really, this is what I should have done down the other end of the tank. I should have got the crayfish out, I mean the chubs and the minnows and everything out and about and excited, eating food down the other end of the tank, and then we could have poured the crayfish in without anybody really noticing all that much. Getting some more crayfish drama. Now this one just actually parked himself on the back of another one, so that's not going to last very long. And then that big one we saw, the resident, he just came out, attacked the GoPro again, and now it looks like he's going to dig his way back in and burrow back in. That's what I was waiting for, some of the fish to hit the surface. Let's pour a little more in there and see if anybody comes up. You should see some splashing when they hit it. These little mysis shrimp that I'm feeding them right now, though, they sink so quickly that the fish don't really come up to the surface and hit them as much as they do like when I put the flake food in, or especially when I put floating cichlid pellets, which I put in this tank. Not all the time, but probably once a week I get floating cichlid pellets in here. And they go nuts at the surface on that. They breach and splash, and you got to throw that in and close the lid quickly, or fish will come flying out and water goes splashing everywhere. Well, we got that one crayfish in the back making his way up the cord, so I'm going to definitely have to double check the tank here and make sure I don't have any easy to get out of access ports. I'm pretty sure where those wires and the air hose and everything goes out the back right there is pretty well closed off. Now it looks like we've got our resident one-clawed crayfish, the big one, seems to be attacking that smaller one. Now he's going to go after this one. So you can tell he's already not happy. He's got strangers living in his territory. This is his end of the tank. And he's a pretty good sized crayfish. He's formidable, even with the one claw there. So that claw is the size of the body of the crayfish it's going up against right now. So I definitely think he's going to win, and he's going to get everybody out of his territory. And there's one more over here that's just been desperately hiding under this piece of wood, and it hasn't moved. I don't think anybody's noticed him yet, so maybe he'll be able to slip away a little later and get to safety somewhere. This one looks like he has finally managed to squeeze his way underneath of that rock on the corner there, so he'll be safe at least for a little while. We got this guy shooting up to the top and just came back down from the surface, the one that's right smack in the corner now. He just came down in the corner of the glass because he was free swimming. And then we got the giant chub coming back to give me the hairy eyeball again. Oh, look, we got another fairly small one back there munching on the Java fern. So I definitely know what happens to the Java fern in here. I always assumed it was the crayfish. Now I know for sure. And we've got this one-clawed attacking this one again. This one-clawed crayfish is definitely not happy about all these other little ones in his end of the tank. Not really sure where it's going to go though. Let me set this fish food down. I can get a better handle on the camera here. Well, something's got to give somewhere in here. There's just way too many crayfish piled in this one corner. Somebody's going to have to dash or dart or do something. See, this little one is just trying to get away. That's all this one wants to do, is just bury itself and hide. And it just really can't find a place to do it. Well, I guess he's hitting the road. He's going to go look for some safer territory. And I don't know what's going to happen to this little one. He just seems to sit there. I don't know why he's not trying to get away a little more aggressively. There we go. That was like some crazy jiu-jitsu reversal move there. It was right on his back. Seriously? Did not see that coming. Nope, I don't think he's done yet. Or maybe he is. Alright everybody, there was your daily dose of drama from the crayfish. So now we've got a bunch of them in the tank. It should be a lot more interest and excitement. We've got lots of tank. I know I've just been kind of focusing on this one end, but you know, the crayfish do have plenty of room to spread out in this tank. It's not like it's a 10-gallon tank or anything. My tilapia back here has been going crazy with the construction work. Got a huge mountain of gravel in the corner there. So this is a good prime crayfish cave once it gets excavated and dug out. Crayfish almost always live in that cave. So it's just buried in gravel right now. I'll stick my hand in there at some point and move that gravel around now that I've got a reason to open it up again. We got all these crayfish back in the tank. So there you go everybody. Oh look, we even get to see a little drama from that stupid Chinese algae eater messing with my pleco again. One of these days I will be able to get that algae eater out of there, but not today. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe, that way you don't miss anything. You never know what it's going to be with me. Don't forget, this one here is my 125-gallon native tank. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.